Hello, Jerry and Kelly Stewart here. We're at our home, and being spring, I decided to start going outside and seeing what needed to be sort of cleaned up. And when I looked up into one of my gutters right above our front door, we noticed that there were a lot of twigs and things, and I thought, wow, I need to get up there and clean all that out, get that gutter nice and clean. And before I had a chance to get up there, I noticed there was a dove sitting up in the gutter. And then we noticed there were actually two doves sitting there. And of course, what they've done is they've built a nest, and they are there preparing to have their own little baby. Now, it makes me think how there's so much talk today about what to do with unborn children. And there are some who try very hard to convince us before a baby is born, they're not human. But you know, the Bible says that God knew us before we were even born. Now, how could God know us if we weren't a person? Of course you're a person when you're in there, in your mother's womb. And you know the interesting thing? The reason that God designed it that way is so that the baby will be close to the mother, and that the mother's warmth would protect and keep the baby warm and keep it safe. And interestingly enough, as you look up there, you see that she's sitting. We don't know for sure if the egg is there yet, but the fact that she sits there faithfully for hours upon hours, we figure the egg is there. Now, if you'll notice, of course, there's a second dove there, which we have to believe is her mate, and it's the father. And we also think it's very interesting that the two of them are working together. And we notice that every once in a while, she'll fly off, maybe to stretch her wings and maybe get a little food, and then he'll go off. But while she is sitting on that nest, he is watching. And when we step out of our front door, or if we look out the window, he starts staring at us and watching us to see what we're doing. There are animals that would love to be able to get up there and get that egg and to break it open and to eat the content of the egg. And so we see the picture of how the family is supposed to work. The mother bearing the egg, bearing the baby, keeping it close to her, keeping the baby, the shell warm, so that as the baby develops, it keeps its warmth so that it can develop healthily and to, well, be born. And the father is looking guard, gathering food, going off from time to time, coming back with more twigs. Isn't it amazing how the dove, the small and lowly dove, we have no idea the size of their brain, the size of their thinking, their ability to have emotion or thoughts or love. The lowly dove understands that that little baby in that egg is important to watch over, to care for, to birth. We're going to keep you posted over the next few days. We'll be watching what's going on. But I think we should be praying that people would spend less time looking at them and their peers and people giving them all this talk about, oh, it's not important, do what you want to do. And if the baby's not born, it's not even a person. And instead, to look at the lowly dove and to realize that if a bird gets it, we surely should get it too. Jerry and Kelly saying we'll keep you posted. God bless you. Bye-bye.